that we can bring your social problem when you observe, even in different society or different countries together, and we can discuss and we can share all the experience to move the society forward. Especially, we also have a lot of very distinguished guests from abroad. I hope next time we can see they join us in the campus. So we also can learn a lot from the world view. So I hope that I thank all the speakers and faculty and students today for joining this very special camp. And I would like to thank all the members of UNIS Social Business Center, YSBC, SCJCU, for organizing an international social business camp in 2023. So from this social business camp, all the students will make themselves as problem solvers. So I hope you have a very wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And now we would like to invite Ms. Philippa Tsai, Chairman of Foundation for UNIS Social Business Taiwan, to give us some video remarks.
Good morning. This is Professor Amir and all the distinguished guests. I'm Philippa Tsai, President of the Foundation for UNIS Social Business Taiwan. I just went to Dakar, accomplished with my team to Greece. So we have displayed the real and the real worship education at the local and inner center in Cambridge. We know that the Western vision is to create a world of people, which are legal poverty, legal unemployment, and the legal net carbon emissions. We needed the long-term legal carbon and driving trust value object as a financing case. The first case is about getting the finance and the culture of people at time called the funding cost. The second case is about a furniture owner who lacked a carpenter initially and got the first fire truck home project investment of $1,000 to 2070 and started to get his own family. Now in 2023, he owns a furniture store in Staten Island. We also visited the local brand others each have ground fast, learn to match and are currently quite successful. Recently, the visitors have been promoting the seasonal card over the world. He is a very limited person, and he wanted to promote the seasonal card. The resident said, in order to promote the seasonal market, young people between the ages of 12 and 35 in runs and fight will form the three-middle class. These are the plans who will manage the synchronization. This leads to the growing interest gaining a better understanding of potential users and users, knowing the three-middle order and the full region of three-middle classes for young people. And I think that the business is even larger than I thought. And hopefully, more young people will form three-middle classes and promote their business future. The social pyramid state will be held in Bangkok, Malaysia. This will come through the 27th to 28th. This will be organizing a event. This is usually designed for first time couple from us. During our visit to UNIS Center in Bangladesh, we also Center in Bangladesh, 2014. We are very grateful. Thank you, Amir. But with the joint effort of President Leon Lai, NBKU, and Professor Amir, we believe that the Center for Human Socialists and Taiwan University will cultivate more outstanding young people to promote the 3D component. Just as Professor Yunus said, one person can also change the world. We sincerely wish you a successful conference today. I wish you all a peaceful and happy life.
We meet to Sunshine for this video, for her video regards.
The last video greetings will be from the Director and Vice Chancellor of Catholic University of Zimbabwe, Professor Ranga Zinyemba.
No slide.
Okay, so due to some problems, now we'll show the video of the remarks from the Muhammad Yunus. You can show the video of Muhammad Yunus.
But everybody knows what the business is. Business is to make money. So that's what we go into business to make money. But social business is different. You don't go into business to make money. You go into business to solve problems without having any intention of personally benefiting from it. So it has a kind of a different direction from conventional business. Conventional business is profit-centric. You're looking for opportunity where you get the maximum profit out of it. So it's always kind of a sensing where money is. But here in social business, you're looking at a problem that you're familiar with, problem of poverty, problem of unemployment, problem of environment, you name it. Pick one problem and come up with a business idea how to solve that problem. And remove the intention of making personal money out of it. I say it is a non-dividend company to solve human problems. So the critical point is non-dividend, that we don't want any return out of the pressure. Company makes profit, that's what it makes it a business. So in a sense to become sustainable, so that it can run by itself, it's not so it's a sustainable business. But the profit that is generated is not taken out by the owner of the company. The company can take back the investment money or the money she has invested. Well, everybody knows what a business is. Business is to make money. So that's what we go into business to make money. But social business is different.
Young problem solvers. Young problem solvers.
I bring you warm greetings from your colleagues at the Catholic University of Zimbabwe, UNIS Social Business Center.
Yes.
Young problem solvers, I bring you warm greetings from your colleagues at the Catholic University of Zimbabwe, UNIS Social Business Center. It is my pleasure to say a few words to you, a few words of encouragement on this occasion of the International Social Business Camp 2023, organized by the UNIS Social Business Center at the Changyun Christian University in Taiwan. Social business is the only means by which we can foster sustainable development. In our fast-paced world of today, there are many challenges that we face. But to young problem solvers, I bring you warm greetings from your colleagues at the Catholic University of Zimbabwe, UNIS Social Business Center. It is my pleasure to say a few words to you, a few words of encouragement on this occasion of the International Social Business Camp 2023, organized by the UNIS Social Business Center at the Changyun Christian University in Taiwan. Social business, the only means by which we can foster sustainable development. In our fast-paced world of today, there are many challenges that we face, particularly challenges that young people come up with ideas.
We have some video messages and some
At the Catholic University of Zimbabwe,
they joined by
students
online.
are engaging in a number of
There's some
activities that are friendly to the environment, innovative projects that are intended to make a difference in the community and society around them. One of the most exciting projects that the students are carrying out is the manufacturing of egg incubators, which are friendly to the environment.
Sorry
Very
for the
exciting
problems
project,
of
and
technical problems.
2 weeks ago,
Now today,
students
we
realized
have so
that
many
they
students from
very
different
excited
countries
about
from
it.
international, and there are some students from Taiwan,
That's
South
Yeah,
Korea,
yeah.
France, Vietnam, Indonesia,
why
Malaysia, Burundi, Swahili, Tanzania,
the higher
Uganda,
education sector in
Zimbabwe,
Zimbabwe
Bangladesh, and Estonia. I welcome you all today for joining us in this event.
This is an enhancement of the traditional education 3.0,
This session
traditional
involves social business
mission of the
session,
university.
whereby we will hear
which
different
was
speeches from different distinguished guests from different places in the world. Now, the history and background of social business brought to you by Dr. Pais Shah, who is the Executive Director of UNIS Center at East Asian Institute of Technology, Thailand.
I want to pause this.
still is to teach,
Sorry,
Dr.
Dr. Paisha, you didn't open your
and to
mic.
serve
Sorry.
communities In Zimbabwe, we've added two other dimensions, and the fourth dimension is to innovate, and the fifth dimension is to industrialize.
Stop sharing. I want to show it here.
Dr. Maisha, you can open your mic. Your mic is muted.
Dr. Felsha, can you open your mic?
Yes, thank you. I was just going to mention that there was a video playing already. So anyway, let's begin. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a pleasure to be joining everyone Social Business International Camp. I'd like to thank the organizers and all my distinguished colleagues across the social business world for joining this program and enriching it for all of us who are interested in the concept of social business. Unfortunately, my slides are not ready to be projected. I do have them, which I can share later on. But since I'm traveling and I'm in a location where it's not possible to share, I can probably share with you later on. Apologies for that. But let's talk about the background and history of social business. First of all, we need to know that business in its essence, all business in its essence, is social business. Why? Because if you go back into history, business is a social equity mechanism where people who need something can engage with people who fill that need and agree in an equitable, fair manner of value that can be exchanged. That is the basis of all good business. And if you look at that, every business, when conducted in an environment of fair play, equity, and fair value, is social business. Because someone who is selling something of value to someone who needs it creates a mechanism through which society fulfills its needs and creates value, and therefore engages in a constructive wealth creation process. Business is also, apart from being a mechanism for equity, business is also the only known social device that can create wealth through value exchange. We all know this because we understand that when there is need, it creates demand. And when that demand is met through supply, it creates a value or a value perception. So if there are people who need something, and it could be, if you go into, say, even very basic societies, like food and clothing and shelter and services such as protection, such as transportation, such as social social support mechanisms, there will always be some people who are willing to provide it or meet the need, as we say. And there'll be everybody else who will want to meet that need and be willing to pay in exchange either money or commodities of equal or matching value. That is the earliest concept of business. And if you look at this concept, it aligns very closely to what Professor Yunus calls social business, which is business that fills a social need and adds value to the quality of life in society. But take that one step further, and you'll see that this equity, the equity and equality that business creates in a fair transaction, is also the hallmark of social business. For instance, a seller cannot sell what a buyer is not willing to buy, or vice versa, unless the fair value is set in the transaction. So at the point of sale or at the point of transaction, the buyer and the seller are exactly equal. Of course, if somebody is indulging in coercion or wants to take something away by force or makes false claims or tries to sell something that is not worth what it's being said to be, those are not fair practices. So we are not counting those. But in a fair trade or a fair exchange, a business creates equity and equality in society. That's the second function. So wealth creation is one, equity is another. A third very important part of business is that it encourages innovation, it encourages ingenuity, it encourages change for the better, innovation. And so if you put these three fundamental essence or qualities of business historically, you will notice that these are exactly the same ones that Professor Yunus reflects in his definition of social business. So this is where we started. All business at one time or one point in history was social business. It was much later that when we evolved society and we created what we call at that time the company or the corporation or the trading corporation, the essence of business transformed into meeting social needs, from meeting social needs to making just profits at all costs. But that is a different story. I'd like to bring you to the idea of social business as a wealth creation mechanism, as an equity creation mechanism, and as a trigger for innovation. This is what we are doing, this is what we were doing, and this is what society would expect social business to do as we move forward. This is the background that I wanted you to grab onto as we move forward into the next part of the discussion. Social business, or any business, is inherently neither good nor bad. One kind of business is no better than another kind of business, provided these three fundamental values of business or equity or social exchange are adhered to with certain amounts of accountability and integrity. All business is social business. But where does it change track? I would like to take you to the next conversation, which is about what has happened in the 300 or 400 years of various corporations that have assumed the identity of quote unquote the business. Businesses are happening every day at the transactional level, at the social level. But what we call business today is an entity which is not a human being. It has the persona or the social persona of a human being. But it does not comprise one individual. It comprises a number of people who are nameless and faceless. And therefore, the business acquires all the privileges of a human being or a human interaction without the accountability and responsibility that a handshake provides in traditional business. One essential element of social businesses, as we all understand, as we all see through the example that Professor Yunus has shown us through the various examples that we have, is the element of mutuality and trust. The idea of social collateral, the idea of standing up and building businesses on the basis of mutual trust and mutual interests is also fundamental to social business that Professor Yunus has pointed out. But a number of the corporate structures detach the responsibility or the social responsibility of business from the profit-making function of a corporation. This detachment has led us into a number of very engaged, very challenging discussions about whether businesses are good or bad. So whereas the transactive element of businesses are neither good nor bad because they are mechanisms of exchange, if you fundamentally alter the dynamics of a business relationship, which is trust and equity and social exchange, you will naturally see that the way or the conduct of business also changes. So whereas now we recognize social business as an alternative to traditional or conventional profit-making businesses, what we would like, all of us would probably like to remember, is that social business started as business. It was not social business. It was just business. And when business began to transmutate into other forms which divorced themselves from the social equity and the personal responsibility and the personal innovation elements, we began to see a divergence in how business was conducted. And so, what Professor Yunus has contributed back to society is a scalable way in which we can bring the essence of social business or essence of business back. And he's calling it social business because this is what all good businesses are supposed to be if they are going to be a mechanism of equity and quality of life, wealth creation in society. This is something that is very important for us in the camp to understand, to differentiate between what we call business today and what actually business is, which Professor Yunus has, in a way, reincarnated or revived into its modern version. The third point that I wanted to point out or to bring to you in the few minutes that I now have is how have we managed to create this little opening into a very strong business, you might say, a very strong business sector where profits become the only reason for companies to be formed and to grow. Well, this is done through, again, two things that Professor Yunus has contributed. One, he has proven that business, regardless of how you do it or who does it or what you produce, is essentially a profit-making device. Because without the profits, no wealth can be created. And without wealth, all the needs that society has will not necessarily be met. That's one thing. So wealth creation becomes the engine for setting up businesses. Excuse me. The other thing that Professor Yunus has very clearly integrated into this idea is that business does not always have to be winner takes all profits for the investor, profits at all costs, profit at the detriment of others. There is an element of compassion in business which can be easily integrated into the profit-making business function. So we just heard a recording that Professor Yunus has made, or at least I overheard it before I started, was when he talks about business is about making money, but it does not have to be profits at all costs. When you add compassion and the willingness to meet society's needs or solve the most pressing problems in society through business, the profit-making motive becomes a very powerful tool to create the wealth that is necessary to solve problems. So the third thing that I wanted to emphasize in the background and history is that we are, by combining the profit-making engine, as Professor Yunus calls it, with the compassion of helping other people, and thus creating this idea of social business, we have created a very powerful tool in meeting or filling the gaps that businesses traditionally, despite their enormous wealth creation potential, have not been able to fill. And also that charities and philanthropic organizations have also not been able to fill despite their best intentions. So from the background, from what it all started, we're now coming in a way full circle to an alternative model of business where compassion and profit making combine, but the benefits of the business enterprise accrue first to society and then to the investor. Again, this is neither good nor bad as as a social value. All profits may not be good or bad. All businesses are not good or bad. But the idea that social business projects, which is unique in some ways, is that compassion, helping others, solving social problems does not have to live in a different universe to the idea of competitive, market-driven business success. So with that, I thought it might segue into some very interesting conversations that will follow from Japan, from other countries, where you will see some of this concept of this integrative concept of equity and value exchange driven by a need to solve social and human problems taking shape. But I will take this opportunity to give you one or two small examples from our work here in Thailand and in other places. One thing that we have over the years as we built this knowledge base of social business have seen is that the UN Sustainable Development Goals have also come up in kind of into the mix as a very important little reminder of where the biggest problems in society are. By listing the 17 global goals, what everybody, 190 odd countries in the world have agreed on is that there is a menu for social needs, meeting social needs, that is uniform across the world. The 17 global goals is a menu for social development objectives, aims, and aspirations. But that is not the only thing. Each of the 17 global goals are also a menu for creating businesses or social businesses. If you look at all the 17 goals, you will notice that some are very immediately discernible or identifiable as social business opportunities, such as food, water, and sanitation, and energy, and so on. There are others who are not as clearly identified to business opportunity, but they are also, like for instance, take the poverty goal, by creating employment, by creating jobs, by empowering people to start their own micro enterprises. You are directly impacting the levels of poverty in a society. Take the last one, partnerships. Society lives as a whole in a more globalized society. The interactions and interactivity of social societies or social groups has become inevitably intertwined. By creating businesses that enhance the potential for exchange and beneficial exchange, you are you are impacting the 17th goal. And I could go on and on. Each of the 17 goals we find is a powerhouse of ideas for creating social businesses. So as I leave you and leave you to some of the excellent examples that will follow, I would like you to be reminded of the essence of social business, how we all started, how Professor Yunus has combined the ideas of profitability and compassion into one, and thirdly, how the world already has a menu on from which to choose how or where or what we can do in social business ideas to create social businesses. So with that, I suppose I've tried to lay the foundation for a conversation later during the day, where you can take these handles that I've tried to suggest to you and build a great brainstorm and create a great outcome for the social business camp. So thank you so much for allowing me to join you all and for being part of this program. And I wish you all success to a great camp and to a great outcome as well. Thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you, Professor Faisha, for giving us such this remark. Now I will announce the second topic, which is social business in Taiwan context, brought to you by Professor Lin Yixing. He is currently the director of New Social Business Center and an associate professor at the Department of Accounting Information System of National Kaohsiung University of Science and Technology. Welcome. Professor Lin. Is Professor Lin online?
Okay, if not, then you can go to Pastor.
While waiting for Professor Lin, I would like to announce the third topic, social business in Japan context. Dr. Ashir Ahmed is the associate professor in the Department of Advanced Information Technology at Kyushu University in Japan. He's also the director of Gram Health. Welcome, Professor.
Hello, thank you. Thank you very much. Am I audible? Wonderful. Let me start my presentation. Thank you very much for inviting me. My name is Ashir Ahmed. I work in Kyushu University in Japan. We have been working with Grameen almost for the last 15 years. So let me share my screen. Am I audible? Can anyone tell me whether my screen is being showed?
You can see and hear you.
Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you very much. So I was requested to talk about social business in Japan. From the university perspective, I will give you some highlights, what we are doing in Kyushu University. In 2007, we got an agreement with Grameen Communications. That was an opening for us to start our activities in the academia in Kyushu University. So in Kyushu University, we do four major activities. One is research about social business. Number two, we teach social business in our university, that is part of education. And also to create awareness, we organize YY contest, where the students or any person in Japan can join. In fact, I think 2-3 years ago, Taiwan also joined in the contest. And also we do collaboration with external organizations inside Japan and outside Japan as well. So these are the four activities that we do in Kyushu University Social Business Research Center. And also we do other activities as well. I'm going to share a few of them. If I'm not sure whether it is being shown, the social business company that we have created by a consultancy in Kyushu University. There are more than 50 companies in Japan that we have created. So today I will share one of our activities that is being done inside Kyushu University, that is about the healthcare project. So let me share my window. Wonderful. So, as I mentioned, 4 activities, and we have in Kyushu University. So, one example that we are trying to do with Grameen, tried to address social issues in the economic pyramid. As you know, this pyramid is an economic pyramid, and the bottom of the pyramid has a lot of social issues. And Professor Yunus is trying to turn this bottom of the pyramid, meaning low income people, into micro entrepreneur layer, not the target to target them as the recipient of social welfare fund or charity. But how can we change this this layer into micro entrepreneur layer? That's what Professor Yunus always try to mention. So one way to change that is, of course, social business is the tool, but as a other tools, technology will be another tool. That's what we are focusing on in Japan. So how can we design and develop information and communication technology to enable different type of social services, and we can create entrepreneurs at the bottom of the pyramid. So as you know, we have 8 billion people, we have 8 billion mobile phones. So for the we are almost all the human beings are connected. So it's a very strong network, and 50% of them use smartphones. So we can really design many social services through this network to reach the unreached community. So one story, such one story is how we can create healthcare entrepreneur in unreached communities. So the empathy where we created, as you know, that the healthcare services are not reached to 50% of the world population, 10% of the their household income they spend on healthcare, and it turned that the due to this high healthcare cost, 100 million people every year pushed into poverty. So can we change this situation? So there are many reasons for that. As you know, that clinics are far away, doctors, the lack of doctors in rural areas, medical cost is high, mass people are not aware about the preventive medicine, so that there are some sudden cost they cannot cover. That's why poor people, even poor people, come back to the poverty as well. So we designed a portable health clinic that can be carried out by a micro entrepreneur lady. She can visit houses after houses and provide basic health screening services to the unreached communities. So the idea that we have created, how we can use advanced technology, we can engage local resources and use the Grameen philosophy that services needs to be served at the patient house. It's not like the people will come to the service provider houses. So this is one video on 1 minute, how it works. So it has a portable health clinic box carried by this woman, and inside the box we have different diagnostic tools. So by using these diagnostic tools, the healthcare lady can visit the house and take the measurements. All the measured data can be digitized and put into a tablet PC. So inside the tablet PC, we have from basic to artificial intelligence based decision mechanism to classify the patients into 4 colors, from green to red. So the red and orange patients, they're the patients who needs doctor consultancy. So the doctor can consult by using the telemedicine system, and a prescription can be written and the prescription can be locally printed. So this is the way we can serve the unreached community at their door. So by doing this, we can archive very important data into PHC database. So registration data, checkup data, conversation data, and prescription data. By analyzing the data, we can see how the different type of decision can be made. So for the last 10, 12 years, we have been working in different projects in different countries. This is the data from Bangladesh that we found out of 50,000 patients, we found 39% were affected or risky. So, and 61% time can be saved, like these patients are consulting with a doctor, so they don't need any consultancy. By using this technology, we can save very, this triaging function can work to save doctor's time, and it can reduce cost as well. And also further down, we can analyze the PHC data by different type of machine learning algorithm to predict some risk of, for an example, diabetes or blood uric acid. And we found this accuracy is becoming better and better day by day. So my students are working on that and making the prediction accuracy better, effective, and usable. So we are also training this microhealth entrepreneur. So you can imagine unemployed girls in rural areas, they can get a certificate from the government. And then we give training in Grameen facility to become a microhealthcare entrepreneur. So Professor Yunus recently opened a social business fund. These are for this kind of micro entrepreneurs. So they are called Nobin Uddokta or new entrepreneur. By using this fund, they can become a full-fledged micro health care entrepreneur. So we created a company in Japan called Social Tech Japan, and in Bangladesh side, there is a company, Social Tech BD, with two different models. One is the individual dispatch model and the group dispatch model. Group for like healthcare services and industries and for universities, and for individual model, this Grameen Healthcare Lady can work. So this is the slide that I like really very much of Grameen concept. So they get the fund, use any tool, so it can be any business tool that in technology that can be used, provide services, and get the profit. And the social business fund, as Dr. Faiz also was mentioning, is a great tool to solve social problems. So what you return is no dividend, but you return only the invested money plus smiles, that is social impact. So that's what we are doing. And I have an announcement for students in Taiwan. If you're interested in, we do an SDGs entrepreneurship course in Kyushu University. So this year, for the last few years, we did it in AIT, and Professor Faiz was very helpful, supportive to do the course in Thailand. This year, we're going to Bangladesh in Grameen. So for Kyushu University students, they will go from Japan, but we are inviting other students from any universities in Asia. So if you are interested in any students from Taiwan, you can apply. You will get a certificate signed by Professor Yunus, and it will be from September 2 to 11. If your date matches, you can apply and communicate with me. So I will end up here. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Professor Ashmir. And now we are inviting the next speaker, which is Professor Bazur Rahman. He is currently working as an associate professor in the Department of Business Administration. He also closely working with Nobel laureate, Professor Muhammad Yunus. Professor Rahman is a co-founder and director of Yunus Social Business Center of Dhaka International University. Now he will bring us the topic social business among university students in Bangladesh. Professor, please.
Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure for me to be a part of the prestigious events Can I share my slide?
Yes, sure.
Just a minute. Okay, please confirm me I'm audible and see my slide. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear it clearly.
Okay. Distinguished guests, my colleagues, researcher, academician, and the dear students, good morning. I'd like to share the social business movement of my university, that is Dhaka International University, as well as the other universities of Bangladesh. So my name is Bozrul Rahman. I'm working as an assistant professor, Department of Business Administration, and director of YSBC Dhaka International University. So my university, that is Dhaka International University, it involved the social business movement in 2012 to establish the social business academic cell. And later on, 2018, we turned it to the YSBC Uni Social Business Center. And the major objectives of this center is to disseminate the idea of social business among the youths, to create a new social business team in every semester or in every group. We try to create employment in the economy, and we help existing business growth or diversify their activities. We encourage development in new business. Of course, it will be the social business. So I will show you some activities, some movements of social business.
Your slides are not moving.
Sorry, can you see my slide?
Your slides are not moving. We're still on the first slide.
Yes, it can move now. Thank you, Professor.
Now you can see.
Yes.
Okay. So Bangladesh is the social business hub, which has innovated by global think tanker, Nobel laureate Professor Muhammad Yunus. So we are very lucky that Muhammad Yunus came this world in my birth country. And Bangladesh is one of the role model among developing countries because we really increased our economic condition, our social condition, which is possible for the microfinance operated and innovated by Professor Muhammad Yunus and operated by Grameen Bank. And this is the proven model across the globe. So for me, a special thanks to Professor Muhammad Yunus. Now just I try to show how the youth of my university enter into this movement. So first we conduct a research on social business. It's a student movement, student research, but under the leadership of me. And after completing the research, we organized a seminar to disseminate the research outcomes. And we was inviting some government high officials, academicians, researchers, civil society leaders, and they very appreciate our work. you can see the left corner top of the slide. Then we enter into an agreement with Professor Yunus. And the right corner, you will see that we handed over this research group to Professor Yunus. Professor Yunus very appreciate our work. That's why he invite me or my university to enter into a formal social business movement. Then we offer a social business certificate course, and it's a basically 3-month short certificate course, and it's just able to think about the society. Basically, our intention is to create a social awareness. That means the students can able to understand the social problems, and they will the innovator, they will the creator to make the designs and how to solve this social problem, and definitely it will be the sustainable problem. That's why we offer this course. You will see that some photo of class, and we are very lucky that many social business ventures in this country. That's why we invite the managing director of different Grameen companies who have very expertise. They came to those country, they lecture to the students directly, as students can learn from the practical experiences. So then we organize social business venture visit. It's also a part of the course, and the students wants to see the real phenomenon, how the social business work, how the social business, I mean, this model how work, and we organize the social business venture visit. As I already mentioned, that many Grameen companies, they operate the social business. So it's a part of course, and without this course, any students who wants to visit the real phenomenon, we invite them. Not only my university, so other university students also can visit the social business venture for understanding the real phenomenon. So then the pleasure visit with Professor Muhammad Yunus, all the batches of the social business students, they take this opportunity to visit Professor Muhammad Yunus very closely, and then Professor Yunus deliver his thought, his ideas to the students, and students are very lucky. They learn from the innovator, the creator, Nobel laureate Professor Muhammad Yunus. So after the completing the course, all the students is a part of the course need to submit a social business plan. That means they need to identify any one social problems, and then they make the plan, they make the model how they solve this problem. Just you can see some I mean this model, the projects, the social business model, and after developing this model with the students, we shared this idea to the inside of the university, and also participate in the social business plan competition across the globally. That is, you all know that the ACES Montreal, then the National University of Singapore, or the other university, they organize these types of competition, and we participate in this event internationally, and even we presented this model to the social business design lab, which is organized by Yunus Center. Already you know that 900 social business design lab already organized, and every design lab 2, 3, 4, 5 social business projects are started, and the seed funding, the Yunus Center provide the seed funding. So they started the social business in Bangladesh, in the other countries. And we have another plan that we finalize all the model, that we organize the social business plan competition. Even the Dhaka International University will support to start the business. That means we provide the seed funding, and not only the seed funding, we will provide the technical support as well. to establish the business. So now I want to show the Social Business Academia conference. It's basically the mass awareness among the youths, among the students. We have conducted several Social Business Academia conferences in my university, and we invite experts, academicians, researchers across the globe to come to this university to present their thought, their views about social business. Even the Professor Mohammed Yunus also present the views, the thoughts among the youths, among the students in my university. So we have conducted several social business academia conferences as youths can motivate it from their ideas. You will see some pictures, some photos of social business academic conference. It's a huge gathering, almost 2,000 youths attend in every conference. So it's a huge gathering. Not only in my university, other universities also organize these events in every year. So the YSBC team participated in Social Business Day and Summit across the globe, across the country. So in every Social Business Day is a yearly basis program organized by Yunus Center in Bangladesh or in other part of the country. It will be two parts. One is Summit, one is Social Business Day. So from my university, from other university, because we have a cooperative agreement with other universities who work for the social business movement. So we regularly participate in the social business events across the globe. The other thing is that in every university, including my university in Bangladesh, they get opportunity to show their model. As I present in my earlier slide, that in every student, in every batch, they need to make they need to develop the social business models, and in the social business day, the summit, they have the the stall facility, and in our stall facility, we show the social business model to the entrepreneur, to the academician, to the researcher. Even Professor Yunus also come to see this model, and they very appreciate our work. In every university, they take this stall and they show their social business movement, social business model to the participant or other person. So it's a general activity, the other activity conducted by youth to improve the social business movement. So now just I share this some social business venture. You all know that the Yunus Center is a hub for social business, and I have already mentioned in earlier slide the many universities in Bangladesh have already incorporated the social business idea in their regular courses, and many other want to participate not only in this country. So many prestigious universities across the globe established the YSBC, and even many international companies doing social business with the Grameen companies. You can see some logo. The Grameen Bank is the biggest example. The Grameen Healthcare System Service, Grameen Danone, Grameen Shikha, Grameen Babsha Bikash. So many Grameen companies. It's a kind of role model who operate the social business project individually or cooperatively with the other reputed international companies. So just I'm going to finish my all the things. So Grameen Bank, just I need to say something about Grameen Bank because it's a pioneer, it's the first social business movement organizations in Bangladesh as well as the globally. So Grameen Bank is the highest and biggest example of social business in the world. You already know that. Many of our students who completed in the courses of Dhaka University, from Dhaka University, who is taking higher education and some of them come from the Grameen family, Grameen Bank Grower family, who does not think that their son can able to study in higher education. But they take loan from the Grameen Bank, they sense their poverty, they sense their economic condition, then they able to send their students, their sons to make the higher education. So some of the students who came from this Grameen family who have completed the graduation from our university, now their family reduced their poverty through the Grameen Bank and other. Even when they completed this course, they got job or they started business. Through this, they overcome this poverty cycle. And so Bangladesh is a miracle history of the world. So Professor Muhammad Yunus dedicated his full life for the poor to solve the problem. This is the time to give the new directions to the youths. The youths are not job seeker, as Muhammad Yunus focus on social justice movement. So my university always believe and also motivate to all the students to create a new path rather than job seeking. This event will be more interaction, I hope that, and learning ways for the students to change the world. So I believe you can do and you can create a new world. So thank you very much to the organizer, especially Professor Amir Khosru and Samson Christian University for inviting me to take part of the prestigious event. And thank you again. Thank you all the participants, all the students, my colleagues and prestigious guests. Thanks for hearing from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Rahman. And next is our fourth speaker, which is Professor Lin Yingxin. He is currently the director of Yunus Social Business Center and an associate professor at the Department of Accounting Information System of National Kaohsiung University of Science and Technology. And he will bring to social business in Taiwan context. Professor.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. I was on a tour to Lugang, and this is a school event. So I'm speaking to you during the trip. Now, my remarks will be short. Okay. The social business in Taiwan has aroused great attention and achieved significant results. First of all, the country has announced that in 2050, 30 years from now, Taiwan will achieve net zero carbon emissions, now which is a great determination. And since the announcement of the event, our renewable energy, including solar power, wind power, and other renewable resources, has been greatly promoted and grew at double-digit growth, which is unprecedented for an industrialized country. In addition to that, the government also announced that the social businesses to be the era of Taiwan's new economy, and that there has been 20,000 social business in Taiwan. And in addition to that, we want to thank Dr. Yunus for visiting Taiwan 3 times, participating in all kinds of events, and help funded the Yunus Social Business Foundation, which is the only one in the world. And due to the efforts by Chairman Tsai and also Ms. Wang, that we now have 14 universities set up the Yunus Social Business Center in Taiwan, and we've been actively hosting nearly hundreds of events and competitions for social business forum and social business competitions for funding. And due to these efforts, the Taiwanese business have aware of the importance of social business, and that the government has promoted the funding of related social business, not only academically, but also through active business participation. That we have 700 listed company in Taiwanese stock exchange, and all of them are required to prepare social responsibility statements and to appropriate fundings. And it is estimated that there's more than $100 billion has been appropriated, designated for social business spending. This is a part of the comprehensive ESG program, environmental, social, and governance program. And so, but although Taiwanese has been spending so much effort in promoting social business in Taiwan, but it's been little recognized by the world. It is probably because of the political isolations with the rest of the world that the achievements by Taiwan is little recognized. As you know, we've been very influential in the charities, in new business, in environmental protections, but again, little has been recognized. And so we felt that the UNUS Social Business Alliance School in Taiwan has a big responsibility for promoting our countries to be able to be recognized by international societies. And we hope that we can have more cooperations with not only universities academically, and also economically, and also with all kinds of social business cooperations with the world. And we believe that we can be able to share something to contribute. And we also have lots of experience. Before my closing of this remark, okay, I want to thank the CSJU for hosting this event, and for the UNUS Foundation of Taiwan for supporting the academic activities, both in funding and real human resource support, and also expanded the Taiwanese international academic cooperations. And so this is my short remark, and I hope I'll be able to join you in future discussions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Lin. Enjoy your trip. Okay, now I will announce the last speaker of today, which is Dr. Chen Shaocheng. He is a senior lecturer at the Graduate School of Business, University Science Malaysia in Penang, Malaysia. And now you are brought to us today, social business in Malaysia context. Professor, please.
Hi, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thanks. So first of all, good morning to everyone. It is an honor to be here today to talk about a topic that is close to my heart, social entrepreneurship in Malaysia, and maybe at the Southeast Asia context. Before I entering University Science Malaysia, I used to work in the social entrepreneurship sector for over 10 years. Then I did my PhD study on how to improve social enterprise performance in Malaysia and Singapore. Now I'm guiding my PhD students in this area. I'm passionate about the potential of this field to create positive change in our society. In this about 15 minutes short presentation, I will separate my sharing in two parts. One is the social entrepreneurship initiative in University Science Malaysia, and also and the latter part will be at the Malaysia context. So allow me to share my screen. Is it this one? Yeah, should be here. I hope you all can see my screen. Is it showing now, right?
Yes, very clear.
Okay. So in UC Science Malaysia, we named UNOS Center as UNOS Center for Social Entrepreneurship. Social business context actually is not so commonly used in our country's context. It's more about social enterprise and social entrepreneurship. But social business is the core of this movement. Okay, so this is the activity report updated until 2 months ago. So we separate our YCSE initiative into a few categories. One is we think that if we want to promote social business or social entrepreneurship as a university or as a unit is so limited, so we try to cultivate this concept into various sectors. First, let me share about the collaboration project with an industry, USM and Vitrox corporations on the research matching grant. This is over 1 year, 1.5 years collaboration project. They are actively involved in corporate social responsibility, and we have a few engagement with the top management of this public listed company. And after a few negotiation and discussion, and the top management agree with the concept promoted by Professor Yunus, instead of just do donation and philanthropic activities, maybe involving in social business development, it can create more impact to the society. So this is how the project moved on about a few years ago. Okay, so we have quite a long discussion and collaboration meeting with the top management. So we try to help them to identify which area they want to create their social impact. So at the end of the project, we managed to create a social business model that leveraging their high technology knowledge. This is one of the top high technological wise based company in Malaysia and in the global context actually. So they try to leverage their technology to create to solve the food security problem in Malaysia. So this is just a beginning. So we are looking forward to the impact later on. And we also have collaboration project with others university, of course, including CJCU. Not only on the social business project, we also collaborate with others university like IESE on this the future of capitalism project. This is like a global course. It's take about 3 months to complete it. So we encourage our students to participate, to join in, to attend the course. And one of the sessions we have invited Prof. Yunus as the guest speaker. So last year and also this year, just finished the course for this year. And we also collaborate with the local government, and they appointed us, UST Science Malaysia, as their strategic partners. The government provided, we call that as social impact matching grant. So when the social enterprise or social business can get a certain amount of money from the private government, a private agency, the government will match the grant. If you get 1 million, then the government will match another 1 million. Okay, so that you can generate a greater impact. So they appointed USM as their partners to promote that. And other than that, of course, we did a lot of knowledge sharing, because social business, social enterprise is quite new in Malaysia, not only Malaysia, I think Singapore and Southeast Asia context is quite new. So we need to do a lot of awareness program. So those are the project that we have involved. Okay, thanks to Dr. Amil also invited us to join some of this. And of course, the initiative created by Grameen in Dhaka also, we involve a lot of those kind of activities. And now we try to cultivate this social business project among our students. So we have now it's increasing the doctorate student and master students that try to do more research on how to improve the social enterprise populations and their impact among our society. And we also have some publications. Some of it is at the quite a high-ranking, high-impact journal. So this is also how can we promote social business or social enterprise among the academic. Okay, so this is a little bit about what we have done at the university level. So let me share about the definition that Malaysia used when we call that as social enterprise. Let me share my screen again. Okay. So this will be a short one, just to give you all a brief concept, the development of social enterprise in Malaysia context. So I believe that there is no common accepted definition when we talk about social enterprise or social business. Social business, yes, we can refer to profit units, but social enterprise is a bigger concept. So there are a lot of arguments among the academic and also the practitioners. How can we define social enterprise, especially when we don't have any legal entity? They can't register themselves as a social enterprise. So it's really a lot of argument in between. So the second part I will discuss about what are the myths and also misconception in Malaysia and many parts of the world, and some of the example of social enterprise in Malaysia. So in Malaysia, how we define social enterprise, there are two major elements when we talk about social enterprise. So this is social enterprise in Malaysia context. It should be an entity. It cannot be a project or an activity. So entity means it must be registered as society or even as a profit organization. Okay, so it must be registered, and it's not only registered. If they want to call themselves as social enterprise, they need to have a very clear social mission. Okay, what are the target group that they try to solve? What is the social impact that they try to generate? So this is social mission. And the differences between social enterprise and non-profit organization or charity organization is social enterprise need to have a business model to generate their own money, to be self-sustained, financially self-sustained. But NGO normally is 100% or nearly 100% is donation dependent. Okay, so this is the organizational spectrum that can help us to differentiate social enterprise and the others entity. Okay, as you can see here, social enterprise is a hybrid between traditional business, which is for-profit, and traditional charity, which is social impact oriented, and they're fully depending on funding, grants, and endowment. Okay, so you can see social business is at the center of this social enterprise sectors. So social enterprise is a larger concept in our definition. And the main difference between social enterprise and social business is social business, the profit must 100% reinvest. So as the shareholders, you can't take any profit. Okay, you can take back your investment, like what Professor Yunus said. but you can't take the profit. But for social enterprise is allowed. Okay, so some of the countries they can take not more than 25% of the market revenue. So this will be at this part. Okay, and some of the countries like UK and Europe, they have another name for this segment, which is B Corp. Okay, B corporations. So all of this actually is in between this spectrum, which is social enterprise. Okay, it's have a larger definition compared to social business. So of course, if you want to have a good understanding of what is social enterprise, we always refer our students, our participants to Grameen Bank. This is a very successful model that can self-sustain and generate a lot, huge or substantial social impact to the world. And not only in Bangladesh now, in US, in Japan, I think, in Taiwan, is keep on evolving. Okay, so what are the myths and misconceptions among Malaysia? So I always ask my student, is this a social enterprise? AirAsia, or now we call them capital A, is low budget airline. Okay, it's created a lot of impact to the society. This is one of the best low cost airline in the world, market on middle income people. Okay, previously many people cannot go abroad because the air ticket is too expensive. But because of this low budget airline, it's enable many people to go. That's why they have a slogan, now everyone can fly. Okay, so I will ask them. And then another very famous example is Tesla Motor. Okay, this is a for-profit company with visionary leadership. SpaceX, I think many people know, right? Manufacturers and launch advanced rocket and a spacecraft. Okay, and they want to bring space tourists around the moon. And Tesla and Solar City integrated sustainable energy company and reduce CO2 footprint. Okay, so those are the company that create I can say that some social impact and address some of the issue among our society, but can we call them a social enterprise? Keep it short, no, because if Tesla Motor is a social enterprise, then Mr. Elon Musk can't be one of the most rich people in the world. Okay, and how about this? WWF and United Nations Organization. I believe many people will know, right? What is World Wildlife Fund and United Nations, UNDP, World Health Organization. Okay, so they play a very important role solving a lot of worldwide problem, but they are fully donation dependent. They are non-profit organization. Okay, they don't have a business model to gain commercial revenue. So we wouldn't consider them as part of the social enterprise or entrepreneurship movement. But of course, there are many ways to contribute to the society. Not only social enterprise model is workable. So charity also play their role. Okay, so this is how we differentiate that. They are not. And there are a lot of students ask me, is it CSR also can consider as social entrepreneurship? Actually, in a very broad definition, CSR is just philanthropic or charity activities, or just 1 or 2 times of educational program or short-term project. So we wouldn't consider CSR as part of social entrepreneurship, because SE should be a registered entity, no matter private or a society type of organization. Okay, and there are lots of dilemma within this social entrepreneur, because when they have balance, they gain some profit. Whether they want to spend their money for more social impact, help more disadvantaged people to solve more environmental problem, or they want to share some of the profit among the shareholders. Okay, because shareholders maybe have already pumped in a lot of money, and to increase their cash reserve or to do more capability building among their employee. Okay, so there's always a dilemma when they have money, and the scenario become worse when they have no money. Okay, so should I still work on helping those needy, or should I have higher cash reserve? Because we don't know after pandemic what will happen. The economic recessions might come. So if I want to sustain, this company want to sustain, so what should I do? So this is always something that social entrepreneur need to consider about. Okay, so which one is the priority? Then before this will be the last session. So today social entrepreneurship is well known among many countries in UK, US, and some of the East Asian country like Taiwan. Okay, so this is quite a commonly known concept. Japan also, but not in Southeast Asia. So guess rank is, where is Malaysia rank in this poll? Okay, there's one poll conducted by Thomson Reuters in 2016. Okay, so among many countries, Singapore ranked number 4, Malaysia ranked number 9 in 2016. But sadly said, they did the same similar research in 2019. Malaysia ranked 30 now. Maybe, I'm not sure. I didn't do any research on why this happened, but this is a sad story. So there are many things we need to do to increase the favorability of social entrepreneurship in this country. Okay, there are some quite a good model in Malaysia. One is Athena Empower, that economical and environmental friendly sanitary pad to the needy. They give, they get sponsored and then give this sanitary pack to the needy to solve period poverty issue. Okay, and then the Silent Teddy Bakery, vocational training to the deaf. Picha Eat, provide economic and social support for the refugees. Okay, refugees problem is a huge problem in many countries. So BGBG initiative provide a range of upcycle and art installation services. Langit Collective improve livelihood of small farmers in rural area, in rural communities. They help them to sell their product at a higher price, at a better price, and give a lot of economic opportunities to the small farmers. Okay, so to build a good ecosystem, not only in Malaysia, I think in many countries, there are three main players. One is public sector. The government need to realize that social enterprise or social business actually is more efficient to provide their social services. It's like CSR. If you give money, the money only have one life. But if you create or you cultivate social enterprise sectors, the sectors will grow, and then it will generate the social impact in a more sustainable way. Okay, so this is also the story that we try to share with our private sectors. Okay, provide a more proactive CSR instead of just do philanthropic activities. And of course, for NGO, maybe they can also consider a self-sustained model, because if you always depend on donation, sometimes it's especially during economic recessions, it's very hard for you to get more from the private and public sectors. So how are you going to sustain? So moving or transform yourself to social enterprise model is one of the options. Okay, so I think the social entrepreneurship has the potential to create a lot of significant positive impact in Malaysia and globally. So I hope more will support this movement in whatever way we can, whether it's through funding, mentorship, advocacy. So together we can create more sustainable and equitable world. So thank you so much for your time and invitation. I'm happy if there's any questions or discussion. Thanks. Back to
Any
you.
questions from the professors? Okay. Okay, I think no. So thank you, Professor Chi, for giving us your presentation.
Thanks to all distinguished speakers who gave us very insightful information about social business movements around the world. And I think we should all follow these suggestions to raise awareness of social business concepts among students to create a new world.
And dear students, now we will start the second session of social business brainstorming. In this session, we will know how social business works to solve social problems. I also would like to request all of you, please pay attention very precisely to know how you will design your own business to solve the problems. After this session, we'll have some groups who will design their business plan and present in this event later in this afternoon.
So I would like to invite Professor Abel Castro, Assistant Professor, Department of International Business, Changjiang Christian University, to present to us social business brainstorming. Please give him a round of applause.
Thank you. Everything is okay? Sorry, we are missing some information from our first sessions because of some technical problem. Anyway, thank you for joining this program. Thank you, Professor. So, do you have any idea about social business? What is social business? Can you say something? Dear students? No idea. Okay. Okay, you can do. Social business, we are familiar actually the traditional business. The traditional business, why we are doing for making money. The objective of our traditional business, how to maximize the money. And this business we are doing for our personal happiness. This is the actual practice of our business. So, can you go? Okay. Next one. So the social business, it's a new kind of business. This business, the objective to solve the social problem. And we, as I mentioned, that the traditional business we are doing, which one? This. Okay. Okay. So the social business we are doing for not our personal happiness, we are doing for others people happiness, how to make them happiness. You see that what is social business? Because this program is the social business camp. So many students wants to know what is social business. What is the impact of social business? Because we know the conventional business. This business we will do after our graduation to make money. But social business, you will do why? Because you know that we have many problems around the world. There are many problems like poverty problem, unemployment, health problem, lot of problems. So as a human being, we need to solve this problem. That's why Muhammad Yunus, he defined this new concept of social business. So social business, you see that more narrowly as kind of business whose primary aim to address social problem. which is financially self-sustainable, and this business, if you do this social business, you will never take the profit or dividend. This is the problem, eh? Because you know that if you do profit-making business, you will take profit. But if you do the social business, you will not take the dividend. This is the difference. Okay? Because you know that we are human beings. We have two parts of our life, selfish and selfless. Because we are human beings, we are selfishness and also we are selflessness. So if you do profit-making business, that means you focus always the selfish. That means you will make money only for yourself. But this social business, if you want to solve the problem, then you can do the business, and this business you will do, but you will not take any profit or dividend. That is the difference. So who is Muhammad Yunus? Do you know which Muhammad Yunus? Many speakers, they given the many description about Muhammad Yunus. Muhammad Yunus is the Nobel Peace Laureate of Bangladesh. And he is the founder of Grameen Bank. You know that Grameen Bank is the only one poor bank in the world. And this bank, why? It's a commercial bank? Like, no. It is only one poor bank in the world. Okay? This is only one poor bank, and all of the depositors, they are the poor. So Grameen Bank is the first social business, and this business to solve the poverty problem. So Muhammad Yunus, he received the Nobel Peace Prize 2006 with Grameen Bank. Yunus is the recipient of 65 university honorary degrees from 27 countries and has received 112 awards from 36 countries. And he's the only one, he's the only one out of 7 in the world who received the Nobel Peace Prize, Congressional Gold Medal, and Presidential Gold Medal from the United States. You see, this is Muhammad Yunus. Okay. He is now 18, this 28th June, this is his birthday. And this day he organized the Social Business Day. And this year it will be 83. But now he is very young than us. So, if you do social business, Muhammad Yunus defined 7 principles. Okay, this is very important because we know that social enterprise, social entrepreneurship, and many social organizations, they are doing a very good job, but they have no specific definitions or a specific guideline. So if you do social business, then you need to follow a certain principle, which is defined by Muhammad Yunus. This is the guideline. The first one, if you want to do social business, then you know that if you do any business, then you need to design your business objective. What is your objective? Why you will do the business? So your objective that you want to solve the problem. 1 or 2 or many problems. Okay. As I mentioned before that we are facing the many problems. This is the permanent problems. And many organizations like that, foundations or many non-profit organizations, they are doing very good job, but this is not permanent solutions. Okay, so the donation or charity money, this is the good initiative, but this is not permanent solution, because if you face any problem, you need to solve the permanent, say the poverty. If you want to solve, you need the permanent solutions. That's why the social business always focus, you need to solve the social problem permanently. If you want to solve the permanently, then you need to start a business. Business can solve the problem. Okay. So if your business objective that you want to solve the problem, so you can do 1 or 2 problem you can solve by your business. So the objective will be overcome poverty or 1 more problems, which is challenges for the people life. This is your business objective. And number 2, financial and economic sustainability. Financial, that means you will do business, of course, you need the financial sustainability. Because as I mentioned before, that if you do social business, you will never depend on the donation of charity money. You need the sustainability. And that's why you will do business and you make profit. But why you will do the business? You want to solve the problem. Who is facing the problem? We are facing the problem, or the poor people, or the disadvantaged people in the community. The poor and disadvantaged people, they are facing the problem. So you want to solve the problem for the poor people. Okay, when you will do business, so for if you do profit-making business, then you will design who is your target customer. Any type of business, if you do that, who is your target customer? You need the customer segmentations. So when you will do the social business, that means you want to solve the problem. The poor people, they are facing the problem. Poverty, unemployment, or health problem, foods problem, lot of problems, if you see. So if you do the business for the poor people, you will produce the product or service, and this product or service you need to sell to them, because the problem you can solve by produce the product or service. So who will buy your product? The poor people. So you need to consider their buying capacity. That's why when you will do business, then you produce the product or service, and you should to think that the buying capacity. That's why the number 2, the financial and economic sustainability. Number 3, investor get back their investment amount only. No dividend is given behind the investment money. Say you are the investor or you are the entrepreneurs. Okay, this is your business. You are doing a business for solving the problem. You are the investor. You will just get back your return money from the company. Money means your invested amount. You will never think that you will take the profit, because as I mentioned before, that you are doing this business for selfless people who are facing the problems. So if you think that you want to solve the problem, so why you will take the dividend? If you want to take the dividend, that means your intention is making money. Okay. If you have intention that traditional business, then you cannot solve any problem. This is the different part, selfish part. If you do this business, then you need to keep your mind as selfless mind. that you will do for the solving problems. So you will never take the dividend. Number 4, when invest amount is paid back, company profit will stay in the company. That means if you do business, any kind of business, profit business or social business, any business, if you receive the loan money from bank or investment money from bank, or you are the investor, if you start a business, the company will back the all invested amount to you. This is the practice. If you take the loan from bank, you need to pay back the bank. Okay? Until if you do not back the money to the bank, you are not owners of the bank, the owners of the companies. So when you will invest the money to solve the problem or to start a social business, the company will back the all invested amount. No interest, no excess money. Say for if you invest today 200,000, after 3 years you will receive only 200,000. Because your intention, you are doing this business for helpless people. So you never think that I will take excess money. And profit will stay in the company. Why? Because you see that problem is not created only one specific place. It is around the countries, around the world. The poverty, it is not only in Bangladesh, it is in India, Africa, many countries. So if you want to solve the problem, then you can gradually increase your business. So if you keep the money in company, especially the profit money, this money you can use for further expansion of your business in different professions. That's why the profit will stay in the company or expand your business in different places. Or your existing company, you can expand it. You are providing the service 200. Now you think that I will provide 500. So you need to more production, more space. Number 5, gender sensitive and environmentally conscious. Gender sensitivity means you should to give the opportunity male and female. Okay, this is very important. And environmentally, say for if you do social business, you always keep your mind that you will never create another problem. Say for you are doing a very good social business, but you are creating air pollution. So it will be not created as your social business. So if you do social business, you never create any environmental problems. Number 6, workforce get market wage and better working conditions. You think that this is maybe the voluntary work, say for the social enterprise or social entrepreneurship. If you join there, some students, some local people, they are doing a voluntary job. Actually, this is not. If you do social business, you need to appoint a skilled person and unskilled person, and you will provide them the remuneration or salary as per according to the market standard, because they will feel that they are also helping the underprivileged people in the communities through their productions of work. Number 7, do it with joy. If you do social business, that means you think that you are doing a very good job, because as a human being, this is our responsibility to help to others. This is the character. This is the tradition of human being. So if you help somebody, then you will feel enjoy that, yes, I did something for them. If you die, 100 years, after 100 years, 50 years, the people will recall you that you did something for them and you changed the society. So if you do this type of business, social business, then you need to follow the 7 principles. This is very important. Okay. Any question? This 7 principle? This is very important because today your brainstorming means this is the social business camp. That means you will learn how to design the business, what is social problem, how you will be contribute to the society. So that's why this information is very important to design your business plan or to think yourself. And now, how does social business work? You see, according to the 7th principle, you identify the social problem. There, as I mentioned, that there are many social problems in your community. So many African countries, as I know, that they are facing the pure drinking water. So you can think that you will do very small business. You will provide 200 or 100 families member, especially the pure drinking water. You can think this way. So you will identify what type of social problem you want to solve. Then you will invest your business. Okay. You can tell me that I have no money. No problem. There are many social activators or many business people who is living in your community. They can help you. If you design a very good business plan, if you discuss with them, of course, they will do business with you. This is your idea, and they will be your partners or investors. So you will invest the business after identifying the problem. Then you will start a business and you will produce a product or service. Many products can solve the social problem. I will give you some examples. Suppose you have no electricity in your communities. So you can provide the electricity, solar energy electricity. This is one kind of service. Or I am facing some health problem. You can produce the nutrition product. This product will solve my problem. Okay. Any product or service, if you become an entrepreneur, you need to produce this product for solving the problem. Then you will sell it to the market. If you produce the product or service, you will sell to the market. If you do not sell, then you will not make a profit. So, why you will sell the product? Your target customers. You will sell the product to your target customer. The target customer, old people. Okay? You can sell the product to the target customer because you want to solve their problem to the business. And then you will, after sale and all expenditures, you will make some profit. And this profit you will keep in the company. And you can tell me that I am an investor or I am an entrepreneur. I am using my full time here. So I have no remuneration or I will not take dividend from the company. I will tell you that you can just get your remunerations. You cannot take any dividend. Because you are using your time and you are using your expertise for the business, so you will receive the remunerations only. And the profit, according to the principle, profit will stay in the company. you will not take dividend or profit. Because as per commitment to the investors, or you are the investors, when you do business, you will invest from your pocket, and when you will sell the product, company will back your investment amount. So, according to the principle, you will back the investment amount to the investors. Because this investor wants to solve another problem. He will reinvest the money for solving another problem. So this is the actually social business operations. Okay? Any question? Because I know that many students want to prepare their business plan and join this program. And so if you have any question, you can ask to me for your understanding. So I will give you some examples, okay? And this is one example, Grameen Bank. Grameen Bank, it is called social business. Oh, sorry. And this social business designed for solving the poverty problem. Okay. So you see, the Grameen Bank provides a small loan to the poor people in rural places in Bangladesh, because the poor people, where they are living? They are living in the rural places, villages. So the Grameen Bank provides the loans to the poor people without collateral. If you want to take the loan from bank, any financial institution or conventional bank, you need to submit the many papers, and you need the collateral, or you need to lend some property to the bank. Okay, but the poor people, if they want to take loan from the bank, conventional bank will tell him, you should not come to again here because you are the poor. Why? How you will take the loan? Okay. But the Grameen Bank, as I mentioned, this is only one old bank in the world. They are solving the poverty through the entrepreneurship program. So the Grameen Bank provides the loan to the poor people without any collateral because of trust. Because poor people, actually, this is not their fault. This is the fault of the countries. This is the fault of the financial system. That's why they are facing this poverty problem. This is not their problem. This is not their fault. So if you help the poor people, they will try to remove their problem of poverty problems. So Grameen Bank is called the banker to the poor. The Muhammad Yunus' first vision, the zero poverty. And you see, this is the Grameen Bank office. It is in the capital city. Muhammad Yunus, he has no share in this bank. He's just founder. He's just promoters. He just takes, when he worked this Grameen Bank and when he established this Grameen Bank, he took his only remunerations. 8.7 million borrowers, this bank in the Bangladesh. And every year they make a profit near about $1 billion. Not less than, near about $1 billion. So this is the all members, they are the owners of this Grameen Bank. Muhammad Yunus is not owners, he is just founders, because he took initiative that he want to solve the poverty problem. So Grameen Bank provides the loan through the entrepreneurship program. Say the Grameen Bank, say the poor people, he wants to take the loan, but before receiving the loan, he needs some training. Grameen Bank provide, if you want to take the loan, you need to start very small business. The poor people. What is business? Suppose you can buy one cow or two cows, and this cow will give you the milk, and this milk it will sell to the market, and you will make some profit, and this profit you will 50% use your family purpose, and 50% you will return the money to the bank. Okay. So you see that all of the, there are about 97% female who is the member of the Grameen Bank, 97%. And 3% the male. And you see that she is doing this business, and she is doing flower business, all of the, and she is doing some bamboo business, bamboo basket. And you can ask me, why 97% female? This is the question, because you know, the women or female, they are very sincere. If they take some loan, they always think that I will use the money for my family development. I will, if I make some profit, I will deposit some money for my children, and I will make a home. But the male who received the loan from Grameen Bank, after receiving the money, he encouraged to their friend, okay, let's go, we can buy some homes or something. That's why Muhammad Yunus decided that they will encourage to the female, because female are always thinking that they need support in future, and they are very sincere to back the money to the Grameen Bank. That's why 99.9% payback return. 99.9%. But when the male was 50% and female 50%, then payback period was 60%, 40%, 50%. Then Muhammad Yunus decided that he will encourage to the female. And this is the methodology of Grameen Bank. You see, Grameen Bank in Bangladesh, 84,000 villages, and all villages under the Grameen Bank. Okay. And the field manager, he will visit the place, and you see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this 5 person who needs the loan. And the field manager, he will form a group, 5 members, 6 members, 1 or 2 villages. And Grameen Bank, first of all, provide 1 or 2, this 2% loan. And 3, 4, 5, the condition of 3, 4, 5, you will monitor the business 1 and 2. If 1 and 2 fail any business, 3, 4, 5, you will not eligible to receive the loan. That's why 3, 4, 5 always monitoring 1 and 2. If they, and sometimes 3, 4, 5 will support to 1 and 2, because as I mentioned that poor people, they want to do something, but they need financial support. But you see the conventional bank, even me and you, if you go to bank, conventional bank will never give you the loan if you have no financial support. So that's why these 3, 4, 5, they want to change their life. That's why they always monitoring 1 and 2. When 1 and 2 success their business within 6 months or 1 year, then 3, 4, 5 will be eligible to receive the loan. This is the methodology. This is the methodology. This is very interesting. You see, this is they are providing the loan. And this is very interesting, you see, because how bank making money, do you know? If you want to do banking business, you have only some capital money. This money you need to deposit in the central bank. But when you will open a bank, then you have every day you have million dollars transactions. This money is for banking owners? No. This money comes from the depositors. Say for I am a depositors. I have an account. I will deposit the money. You have also account. You need, or you want to take the loan from bank. The bank will give the money from my deposit money. This is the circle. So you see that the Grameen Bank borrowers is a depositor, and he is the borrower, the Grameen Bank, and also he is the owners of the Grameen Bank. This is very interesting. But if you see the conventional bank, the owners, he just become a shareholders. But the Grameen Bank model, the members, he is the depositors. He deposited the money and he took the loan from also the Grameen Bank. First time he received the loan from Grameen Bank, and the Grameen Bank policy, if you take the loan, you need to open an account and you must deposit the money. Because Grameen Bank wants to learning them that you need to save some money. So this money, end of the year, when the bank will make a dividend or profit, all shareholders, for 8.7 million borrowers, he will receive the profit or dividend. Just remind me what time. There are many countries, they are following the Grameen Bank model. So in United States, Grameen America, okay, Grameen America, they start the same model. This is also Muhammad Yunus project, and 108,000 women who receive the loan from the Grameen banks in United States. And this Grameen America provide the service in 90 cities in United States, and 99% repayment status, 99%, and all of the female entrepreneurs, very successful business. So you see that if we think that United States, all are the richest family, all are the richest people, so now many poor people are living in United States, but the loan size is very 5,000, 10,000 $10,000. But in Bangladesh, 500, 300, 400, 600 $600. This is the global social impact of Grameen Bank. You see that 8.7 million borrowers, as I mentioned, and 97% are women. Grameen Bank model has now reached nearly 300 million borrowers across the world, over 65 countries. And if you think that one family member, say my mom, she took the loan from Grameen Bank. My father is the member, me and my sister and my mom. If you calculate 4 persons in a family, so you see that 1,200 million people who are benefited from the Grameen Bank around the world. So this is the first initiative of Muhammad Yunus to solve the poverty problem. After getting the Nobel Peace Prize, then he think that, because he sees that poor people, if you become a poor people, you will not face only the poverty problem. You will face many problems. So the education problem, health problem, because you are the hunger. You are looking some food. How you will take education? How you will take health service? So then Muhammad Yunus, when he created Grameen Bank, and he visited around the Bangladesh. You cannot imagine, really, he's the human leader. And he visited the many places and he observed and he looked the poor people not only facing the poverty problem, health problem, education problem. Then, after getting the Nobel Peace Prize, then Muhammad Yunus focused the different social problem. Okay. So now we'll give you some example. You see that this is the Nobel. All of the members, who is the board member of the Grameen Bank, they went to the Norway to receive the Nobel Peace Prize with Muhammad Yunus. All of the borrowers of Grameen Bank, you see, but they are the board members. According to the Grameen banking law, 7% must be will become a member of the board member of the any bank. So the Grameen Bank, as I mentioned, it has been licensed by the Central Bank of Grameen Bangladesh. So this is all members who went to Professor Yunus to receive the Nobel Peace Award in 2006. Now, you see that we discussed before the poverty problem. This is the very big problem in Bangladesh, malnutrition problem. Because the poor people, they are, especially the children, they are facing the malnutrition problem. What type of problem? The physical challenges. Because the poor people, they cannot take the risk nutrition foods. That's why they are facing the physical challenges. No grown up. Okay. Or sometimes the hand is shortage. This type of lot of nutrition problem. Then Muhammad Yunus focused the how to solve the malnutrition problem for the poor children. Do you know the Danone Group? It's a French-based company, and it is one of the largest food company in the world. They come to Bangladesh, and Danone yogurt is the one of the best yogurt in the world. Then they met with Muhammad Yunus. They offered that we want to contribute with you. Then they created social business company. It is called Grameen Danone Foods Limited. And you see, this is their business approach. They focus the problem child malnutrition, or they're solving the many problems. One business, if you do one social business, you can solve many problems. Because if you do conventional business, your focus that to maximize the profit or return on investment. When you will back the investment amount to bank or investor, this is your focus. But if you do social business, lot of social you can contribute one business. You can reduce the poverty, you can reduce the unemployment, and you can reduce the malnutrition problem. The social, this business solving the social problem, malnutrition problem, also the poverty problem. How? You see? This is they found the problem, child malnutrition and poverty reduction, and they offered the solutions, affordable price. Who is their target customer? The poor children. But as I mentioned before that, if you solve the problem, you should to consider the pricing. If you produce the product, you need to calculate the pricing. Okay. But your production cost is very high. So you just asked me that the production cost is very high, but if I offer the low price, so how I will sustain my business? That is the question. But you see that Grameen Bank is facing this problem firstly. Then they decide our main objective focus to solve the malnutrition problem for the poor children, but the production cost is very high. So what we can do? Yes, we will sell the same product, the rich people and the poor people. Because poor people, they can buy very small price, but the production cost is very high. So if they sell 100% to the poor people, this business will be losses. That's why they are selling the 50% to the poor people and 50% to the rich people. This is their business model. You see that they are selling the rural areas 0.08 cent, poor people, and they are selling the rich people that in urban places, which is price is 0.25 cents. Because the rich people or city place people, they have a buying capacity. And this product, they use the different type of vitamins. You see that zinc, iron, and vitamin A. This is the vitamin. This is the very important for solve the malnutrition problem. If the one children in a week buy 1 cup yogurt, and if he or she continue up to 6 months, then he will nutrition. He will never face the malnutrition problems. Okay. Oh, sorry. What is this? Oh, there are many problems. What is the problem?
I don't know. Wait.
Close. No. No. Wait. No. Yeah. So you see, their business approach, they will not take the dividend. And it will be the cost subsidy. Cost subsidy means, as I mentioned, that they will sell 50% to the rich people and 50% to the poor people. And this company comes to the break-even point within 1 year. It's a big company in Bangladesh. Okay. And you see the social impact. As I mentioned that if you do profit-making business, what is social impact? Social impact just for your making money or your return on investment. You will just see the focus, the return on investment. But if you do social business, you see that this business you are doing for the helpless people. So lot of social impact you can see. They are selling the 100,000 cups yogurt daily. And still now, this data I collect 2020, and 300,000 children who is benefited for this business. 300,000. Whereas these 300,000 children, in future they become a disabled, and they will be the burden of their family. But now this company remove the malnutrition problem. This is the great problem, physical challenges problem. 300 children, 300,000 children, they are benefited from this business. And 450 women in Bangladesh, you know, especially the female who stay in the home, she has no work, especially the poor family. So they want to, if they want to support to their family, then they can reduce their poverty. Okay. So that many Grameen borrowers, she joined these sales ladies because this is the awareness. The health ladies, they are selling the yogurt door to door because, as I mentioned, all children, they are living in the rural places, poor people. So the lady who will sell the product, she will go to the door to door. That means the children, when the children will see that this lady is coming, oh my God, I need the yogurt. This is the advertising, all kind of advertising. And I'm showing some pictures. You see, this is the lady. She's selling.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. Can I ask a question?
Okay. This is the marketing strategy. You see that they are selling in the yogurt through the bag. This is the. Sorry. Question. Okay, we will give you the question answer after discussion. So, their marketing strategy door to door. Okay. This is the, because you want your object, your intention that you want to solve the problem. So if you take these strategies, you should not focus your business, not necessary. This is number one example. And another business you see, this is in Mexico, and especially the coastal area, many places in Mexico, they are facing the pure drinking water. Okay. So this company is doing a social business with Danone Group, and it is the Eco Alberto social business. You see, they're the sales ladies. Okay. They have no work. They have no work. So these sales ladies, they are selling the water in different locations, especially the coastal places. Okay. And this is their business model. They found they look at the problems, the pure drinking water, and the solutions, provide the water. This potable water or very affordable price to the poor people. And the business approach, sell this same water in school and shopping malls. Business model, the effluent, they set up the effluent plant and they provide the pure drinking water to the place. And this is the social impact you see. 35,000 poor family, they are benefited from this business. Every day they are receiving the pure drinking water. Very small business, very small project. But you see the power of social business, they have benefited 35,000 families. members or people, very small businesses, and 300 women, they are reducing their poverty through the selling the water. And this business also promote the poor people to healthy, to ensure the safe drinking water in the 85 villages. Currently, they are providing the 85 villages in this location. So, and this is the another social business. It is called the Eye Care Hospital in Bangladesh. Million and million poor people, they are facing the eye problem. You know, the eye cataract disease is a very, because this type of disease, it can be a blind. That's why this business create Muhammad Yunus with it's a joint venture business in India. They set up a hospital to solve the eye problem, especially the poor people. And this price also similar, as I mentioned before, they are providing two types of price. They offer the package price for the rich people, and the poor people, they provide only 1 cent or very 1 NTD or 5 NTD. It is up to him, but he needs to pay minimum 1 NTD, minimum. And when the rich people will go to this hospital, because this is the very famous hospital in Bangladesh, very famous, and they have a 7 branch in Bangladesh. And they provide the same service to the poor people and rich people. The rich people, they are staying in the air-conditioned rooms, very good foods, but the poor people, they are living in the floor, or they are getting all benefits, but they are pay only 1 NTD or 2 NTD. And the social impact is this is the social impact. This hospital, one investment amount. The investor, he told, no, I will not take the investment amount. I want to reinvest to another places. In Bangladesh, this hospital set up 4 hospitals in different locations. One investment amount. And 1.5 million poor people and these people who took the eye service from this hospital, and 50% poor and 50% rich people. And this company come to the break-even point first year, and they created 360 jobs. So this is the social impact of this eye hospital. So when you do the social business, that means you will not solve the one problem, you will solve the many problems. Unemployment, or your main focus, this business main focus to solve the eye problem. They are solving the eye problem. This time they are creating 360 jobs to the young people. So this is our what time now? Okay, so we'll discuss more after lunch. So we arrange some lunch box for you, and you will take lunch because now the lunch time. So after lunch, we'll come back here again. It is 1. Then we will discuss further how to design that. We now are discussing that what is the real social problem and how you solve the problem. Okay? Okay, thank you. Do what, yeah, MC will announce why they will take the lunch and what is your preparation. You can tell, please.
Okay.
So for your further information, you can take a lunch for outside and you can eat everywhere, but make sure please clean your things and take your belongings after the lunch and be right back at 1. And also be noted that if for those groups who are presenting this afternoon, please prepare and also prepare your slides, prepare everything, and you can come here and submit your PPT or something else to here. Okay, so you can take your lunch box outside now. Thank you. Okay, for those who are online, for those participants online, thank you for your participation in the morning session. And you can join us back in 1 p.m. Taiwan, Taipei time. Okay, 1 p.m. Taipei time. Thank you for your attention and thank you for your participation. Thank you. Enjoy your lunch.
Yeah.
Hello, Ms. Samana, you see your raise your hand. Ada sisi ya pili.